everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a makeup tutorial on the look that I'm wearing right now. This is another kind of light, airy spring/summer makeup tutorial. I hope that you guys like these. If you want to see anything more dramatic, let me know in the comments. But this is just kind of what I personally have been loving wearing lately, so these are the kind of looks that I wanted to do for this spring and summer. Also just because I kind of feel like they're going to be a little bit more on trend. But anyways, I really like how this look turned out. It's super easy to achieve. I didn't use a ton of products really. So if you're interested in how I got this makeup look, then please keep on watching. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and you can give this video a thumbs up if you end up enjoying it. Also follow me on Instagram if you're not already following me. That would mean so much to me as well, and we're just gonna go ahead and get started with this makeup tutorial. Putting on some lip balm to start. Since this is gonna be a very simple eye look, I'm just gonna start with the face today. I'm gonna use this little Hourglass primer that's in my project pan. I am definitely going to need to start using this more because my project pan update is coming up and I have barely used this. It is a tiny little mini size, so I'll probably go through it pretty quickly, but I do need to start using this. This is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Since I didn't mention that, I'm just going to kind of put this all over my face. It has this little thing you can kind of paint it everywhere. This is very much like the NYX Angel Ale, so if you want a smoothing primer like this, definitely check that one out first. This one's just a little bit more thin in texture, so it spreads really easily, but I wouldn't spend the money on it when the NYX one is like $12 or something. I'm going to do a little foundation cocktail. I mentioned in my favorites video how I really like mixing the Stila Aquaglow Serum Foundation and the Clinique Even Better Makeup together because it makes my perfect shade, and this is like a really dewy foundation while the Clinique one is more of like a satin finish, so I just find that it makes the perfect in-between kind of finish. I'm going to mix them together, and then I'm going to add in a little bit of the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion just for a little bit of glow because that wasn't a glowy primer and I always like to have a little bit of glow to my makeup. I'm going to spread that on my face with my finger, and then I'll blend it out with my beauty blender like I usually do. I'm telling you guys, this foundation combination is so incredibly beautiful. Like, I got both of these foundations, the Stila one and the Clinique one, at TJ Maxx for under $10 a piece. And if you see them there, I would honestly pick them up if you can find your shades, because the mix, the combo of both of them reminds me so much of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I don't know what it is, but it's just like the combo of them makes it look so beautiful and flawless on the skin, kind of like that foundation, just with a little bit less coverage. And I've been wanting that foundation for a really long time, so I'm kind of glad that I haven't picked it up because this just does the same thing. I'm going to use my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Custard to spot conceal a little bit, and then I'll take my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Neutralizer, and I'll go under the eyes and brighten up some areas on my face, but we're going to use this for spot concealing because this NARS Soft Matte Concealer is really good coverage. I'm telling you guys, I was cursed with some dark circles. Setting them down with my regular old Real Techniques sponge and this Fit Me powder that I'm going through in my project pan right now. And I'm just gonna really pack on that powder under the eyes. And I really like to focus the powder around my eye area because that's where I like crease the most. I don't love to set my entire face because I want to keep it dewy. And then I'll grab a brush to set my eyelids down. I am setting my forehead lines and my smile lines and then this pimple that's on my chin. Sometimes I like to do that if I have a really dewy foundation on. My smile lines will crease as well as my forehead lines, and then obviously I gotta set my pimples or the concealer will just kind of fade away from that area. Sometimes I just stick to the under eyes, but it really just depends on the kind of look that I'm doing. At this point, I think we're going to move on to the eyes, and then we'll come back to the face because all of my base makeup is on now, and I just want to move on to the eyes because it is really simple. I'm going to use my Jaclyn Hill palette. I haven't used this thing in a while because I've been using my other one that's in my project pan. I will leave that in a card up above if I haven't already, just so you guys can check it out if you're interested in those types of videos. But we're actually going to be using one shade in this palette today. Like I said, very, very simple, basic makeup look, but I wanted to do something really monochromatic. This shade right here, this orangey shade, is Creamsicle, and it's the perfect transition shade, all over the lid shade. You could really use it for different things, so that's why I'm going to use it as everything today. I'm going to start with a smaller brush. This is the Morphe M433. I usually use this for my outer corners to darken them up, but since it is a little bit smaller and it's clean right now, I'm going to take that shade Creamsicle and I'm going to pack it all over the lid. So that's how I'm going to start this. And I just love how pigmented all of the shades in this palette are. It's just incredible. They're so pigmented, they blend so beautifully, and whenever I use like kind of lackluster eyeshadows and then I come back to this, I'm just blown away at the quality. So I'm going to take a little bit of a bigger blending brush. I'm going to just tap into that shade again, but I'm just going to lightly tap in there like one time. I'm going to tap off the excess, and then I'm going to start right in the crease. I'm not going to go too high at first because I don't want to bring this shade like all the way up to my brow bone. I'm just going to start in the lower crease, and I'm going to start slowly blending that up into the crease so that I get a really diffused look. I just want it to be really well blended so that there's nothing harsh, but I'm also not bringing it up too high. I don't have a ton of lid space though, so if I keep it too low, then you just don't really notice it as much, and it almost looks kind of like I applied eyeshadow to like the very lower part of my eye. So I'm still gonna blend it up a little bit above the crease. I am gonna grab one more brush, just a smaller brush, and I'm gonna take that shade on the lower lash line. I just want this to be really blown out, like I said 100 times, and I'm gonna blend it onto that lower lash line and connect it at the outer corner there. And then to keep things really bright, I'm just going to add this Rimmel Scandalize waterproof eye pencil in nude to my waterline. I love that this one is a really nice peachy nude, so it goes perfectly with this look. I'm going to do my brows off camera. I used to do them on camera all the time, but lately I'm just kind of over it. I'm like, I kind of use a lot of the same stuff. I'm going to use the NYX Precision Brow Pencil and the Essence Make Me Brow, and I'm just going to do them really quickly and I'll be right back. There we go. I like to run the tinted brow gel through my brows first just because it pretty much fills everything in, especially since I have my eyebrows tinted. I'll leave a link for that video up above in a card if you guys want to check out how I tint my brows at home. But then I just take the pencil and kind of go through the more sparse areas like the arch and the tail. Anyways, so we're going to bronze now with this e.l.f. Perpetually Tan bronzer. This is their primer infused bronzer. It's a bit more warm. That's kind of why I wanted to use it today, because this is a more warm look, I guess. So I'm going to take this Real Techniques full powder brush. I know it's crazy that I'm not using my e.l.f. stipple brush. Who am I? But Kathleen Lights mentioned in a favorites video how she loves this brush for bronzer. And I already owned it, so I was like, why not? And it does give a really kind of like all over bronzed look, and it's super fast. That's kind of what I love about it. So I'm just going to dip that brush into this e.l.f. bronzer, and I'm just going to kind of brush it everywhere. And the thing with a big brush like this is it just blends immediately. And like my e.l.f. stipple brush blends really well too, but this just gets the job done so fast. And then since we did use such a huge brush for the face, I'm going to take a smaller brush and contour my nose a little bit. Like, this is really warm, so not really contouring, just bronzing slightly. I don't want to do anything crazy, so I'm just going to take a small brush and do it really lightly. Alright, time for blush. We're going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in Peachy Love. And I told you guys about this before, that I wanted to use the shade Miami for this look. It's this one all the way over here, and as you can tell, it's like a peachy, kind of almost apricot blush. And I think it's going to look really pretty with this look. I think it'll just kind of tie everything in, but it's not like orange like the eyeshadow. So I'm going to grab my little brush that I use, and I'm just going to tap in there. I haven't used this shade yet, so I'm kind of curious to see how it looks on the face. Really, really pretty shade. I use the other shade in here, Nectarine, this one right here, and it looks really beautiful on the cheeks. I really like the way it's blending, and I love the formula. I just thought some of those spots there looked a little bit weird, but it looks fine on this side. Like, it looks really nice. But I do like these blushes. I feel like getting 3 blush shades for $10, and they're Anastasia blushes, is a really good deal. I don't know if I mentioned that I got them at TJ Maxx, but if you've seen those videos, then you would know that already. I just love how my face almost looks like it's gotten a little sun. But anyways, I'm going to use my regular old Morphe highlighting brush. This is the M510. And I'm going to grab my Becca Champagne Pop highlight. I feel like this is going to be perfect for this look. It's one of the only highlights I could find in my collection that has that champagne peachy look to it. It's champagne, but it's definitely a little bit peachy, and I love that about this highlight. I'm just going to apply it kind of everywhere, tops of my cheekbones, tip of my nose, down the bridge of my nose, chin. Try not to get it on that pimple. Taking some excess on the forehead. There we go, dropping things. I'm actually going to take a small brush, and I'm going to use this for my inner corner highlight and my Cupid's bow. We'll do a spritz of the CoverFx Illuminating Setting Spray. I've been using this a ton because it is in my project pan. Maybe more than a spritz, but anyway, I just ate that. Oh my god. So I'm going to do the eyelashes, and then we will move on to the lips. Using my Lancome Monster Big Mascara, of course, because this is what I'm going through right now. And I really love this mascara. A bit pricey, yes, but I feel like it's worth it if you can get it like at the 21 Days of Beauty at Ulta or on sale or something. I mean, by all means, if you have the money to spend, it's worth it no matter what, but it is a bit of a pricey mascara, even though it's really good. And then I will grab my lip liner. This is the CoverGirl Smoky Intense Lip Liner. It's a bit more warm, so that's why I'm using it for this look. But that is kind of darker, so I'm going to cover it all up with this Bare Minerals Radiant Lipstick in Nudist. This is kind of like a warm shade too. Now that that's out of the way, I'm going to move on to my favorite part of the lips. This is the CoverGirl Vitalist Elixir Lip Oil in the shade Orange Zest. And this is like a really pretty orange lip oil / gloss. But I've never tried it on top of a lipstick yet, so I'm curious to see how it's going to look because I've only used it like on its own on bare lips. But my lips are pretty pigmented, so I don't feel like it looks as orange as it will when I put it on top of a nude gloss or a nude lipstick, so we're going to see. But it's definitely more orange, that's for sure. So that's it. That's the finished look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I definitely will say that even though this is kind of monochromatic and it all ties in together in my opinion, the eyes are a little bit more of like that orange soda color, and then the lips are a little bit more leaning orangey coral. So they are a bit different, but I personally really like how it goes together. Like I said, I still really think it's really pretty. I think it's beautiful. I'm going to do my hair a little different because it's kind of messy. I've literally had my hair like this in this exact style and bun since yesterday morning. It has not moved and it's still in its place. Crazy, huh? And I'm going to put some jewelry on, so... Alright guys, here we are. My hair looks pretty much the same as it did before. I just threw it up in a little bit more sleek, half up, half down. But this is the finished makeup look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. I know it looks a little bit different in this lighting with this different lens, but I hope it still looks good. I think this is such a fun yet very simple and light spring/summer makeup look. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you would recreate this in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Please subscribe down below if you haven't already to keep up with everything that's going on and all the fun videos coming this summer. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. That would mean so much to me. Again, thanks for being here. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.